Good morning, guys and girls. Rob here with you, sporting the Philadelphia Phillies hat, and also got long sleeves on because it's starting to get a little chilly right here in Southern Virginia. Um, Football for the weekend is almost over. We got Monday night game still coming up. Sunday night game was just if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, how do you live this one down? Um, it's just I just don't know how you live this game down because 42-10 is just telling you the outside of what happened. Dak Prescott was 14 of 24. So he completed about three passes a quarter. Three a quarter. One every 5 minutes. You can't have that. 153 yards, 14 of 24, 153, a touchdown, three picks. Brock Purdy, 17 of 24, 252, 100 more yards, and four touches. How about that? And George Kittle, a night, three catches, 67 yards. Every catch was a touchdown pass, a touchdown reception. How about that? It doesn't get much bigger than that. The Niners now are 5-0. We'll tell you who they play next week, and as well as the Cowboys who stay out west. They're coming home. Then they're going to go back out on Thursday. So it should be interesting how they're going to take care of their week. But they are actually. I don't think they're going back out west until Friday because I'll tell you what's happening. First, let's take care of college football. Okay, Rob's top 25. Okay, I love unbeatens. If you've went 6 weeks into the college season and you're unbeaten, you need to be at the top. I don't care who. I mean, unless you've really not played anybody, you deserve to be at the top if you're unbeaten. My top 25 as I see them. Okay, number one, I got Georgia. Till somebody beats the big man on the top, the big bully on the top. Georgia is the number one team. Number two is Michigan. I got Michigan number two. They're still playing really, really well. Number three, I got UW. I got Washington, the Huskies. I think they are a team that the Pac-12 can really represent. They can represent the Pac-12, and I think they can win the national championship this year. I'm not sure they're not the best team in the country, but until those other two big boys fall, they're going to be number three. Number four, I'll put Ohio State there. I'm not sure Ohio State's not better than a couple of those teams up top, too. Ohio State, number four. Number five, you got to clear your ears on this one. Oklahoma, not even in our top 10 last week. Oklahoma is number 5 right now. They jump over a lot of teams. The reason they do, strength of schedule. They beat the number 3 team in the country in Texas. They are my number 5 team. Number 6, Florida State University. They fall down a spot. You know what? When you're nitpicking this much, you can, as long as you're mentioned in the top 10 or 12, as long as you mention it as an undefeated, you got a chance. A lot of things are going to change. Florida State's my number 6. Number 7, I got Oregon, another undefeated team. Bo Nix, you got your chance this week against Washington. You win, you're going to be a top 5 team. Number 8, Southern Cal, USC. They're traveling to Notre Dame this week. They get to show their wares. If they win, they're going to be right there at the top 5 as well. Number 9, Penn State. Penn State's not played anybody, and this week they're not playing somebody again. So until Penn State starts playing tough opponents, this week out, UMass is not the tough opponent that we need to see Penn State play. They're going to start playing them here soon. You're number 8. That's best. Number 9. That's the best I can do for you. Number 10, how about this one? Louisville jumps 14 spots in my poll. They're number 10 this week. They beat Notre Dame, and they didn't just beat them. They beat them down. They beat them. Do you think Florida State can beat everyone that you have under them in the rankings? No. But until they get beat, they get that just like Penn State. I think Penn State is a fraud. But we'll see that when they get to play in better teams. Number 11, North Carolina. They still haven't gotten beat yet. North Carolina's got their chance this week. They've got Miami. That's going to be a tough game. We'll come up to those picks in just a minute. Number 12, we finally come to the one-loss teams. My best one-loss team out there is not Alabama. It's Texas. I still think Texas is a legit team. I think Texas could beat a lot of those unbeatens up there, but they're one-loss team. The best I can give them is a 12. 13, Alabama. Alabama, very good team, but I still think they're going to suffer a second loss before the season's over with. 14, I got Oregon State. Oregon State suffered a loss, but here lately they've been playing well. They're a really good team. Ole Miss, we'll see what they're going to do in the next couple of weeks. They got some tough SEC teams to play. Utah, I've got UCLA, I got Washington State, I got Tennessee, and I got Duke bringing up the top 20. I got Kansas, I got Miami, and I got Kentucky. Then I've got my two lost teams, LSU 24th and Notre Dame 25th. Now let's go to the actual poll. Can you guys tell me who the number one team in the country is? Or you can give a top 10 or however way you want to do it if you think you know it. Number one is Georgia. Georgia is still their number one team in the country. I think they're not going to lose that until somebody derails them. Number two, the polls have Michigan at number 2. I'm with them on that one. Then things start to change a little bit from me in the polls. Number 3, they've got Ohio State. Ohio State, a very good team. They probably belong in the top 5. I got them in my top 5. I just got them at 4. They've got them at 3. 4, Florida State. Florida State, I still have questions about this team. I think there are some teams with one loss that could beat them. I think Alabama could beat them. I think Texas could beat them. I think Oregon State could beat them. But until somebody beats them, they get the benefit of a doubt. They'll stay 4th. The actual poll has Oklahoma, number 5. They bumped them up 12 spots. Or no, 9 spots. 9 spots. All the way up to 5 from 14. How about that? Oh, they've got Oklahoma, number 5. Number 6, they got Penn State. Number 7, they got Washington. Number 8, they got Oregon. Number 9, they've got a one-loss team in Texas. Then number 10, they got USC. I don't agree with it, but I still say Texas is a really good team. 11, Alabama. 12, North Carolina. 13th, they've got Ole Miss. 14th, they got Louisville. Very good team. Watch out for Louisville. They could be in the bowl championship series if they're able to beat Florida State. It's doable. Oregon State's 15th. Utah is 16th. Duke is 17th. UCLA is 18th. They've got a tie at 19 with Washington State and Tennessee. I think those two teams are pretty similar. I like Washington State just a little better there. 21, they got Notre Dame. They got LSU at 22. They got Kansas at 23, Kentucky at 24, and Miami at 25. Now, let's go to this week's college football games, and let's just tell you who I like and who I don't like. Let's start at the bottom. We'll work our way to the top. You can agree with me or disagree with me. Missouri is traveling to Kentucky. Kentucky is a 2.5-point favorite. They're both now one-loss teams. But you know what? I like Missouri in the trenches here. I think Missouri beats this team. I'm going to put 27-21. I think it's an upset. Missouri beats Kentucky in Kentucky. Next, we've got Kansas, the Jayhawks. They are 3.5-point favorites. They're traveling to Oklahoma State. I'll tell you what, you got to have a lot of confidence in the Jayhawks traveling to OSU to play the Cowboys. This is a tough game for them. But you know what? I'm kind of on that same boat. I like Kansas in this game. I think they're going to win it. I don't think they're going to cover, though. 3.5 is too many points, man. 31-28. I think they win by a field goal. They don't cover. I like Oklahoma State with the points. Arizona, they've given Washington fits down in Arizona, and then they went to USC this weekend. Two tough weeks in a row. They go into Washington State this week. Washington State is a 9-point favorite. I don't see it. Arizona's played well these last 2 weeks. I don't think they're going to just fold their tent and go away. 31-24, Washington State wins. They don't cover. I like Arizona with the points here. Texas A&M traveling to Tennessee. Tennessee is a 3-point favorite, and that one's just head scratcher to me. I think A&M's the better team here. A&M is traveling to Tennessee. Yes, I know that, but I still like them in this game. I really do. I think this is going to be one of those hard-fought games, but I think A&M pulls this game out. 26-24, I like A&M to not – to get – they don't even need the points. I think they outright win this game in an upset. Next, we got North Carolina State. They're traveling to Duke. Duke is a 3-point favorite. Duke's quarterback is out this week. I don't like that at all. I know Duke's offensive line and defensive lines can stand up to almost anybody, and they played with Notre Dame for 3.5 quarters. NC State is going to give them a game. They're going to come up for this one. Duke is number 17 in the country. I think they're going to fall. I really do. I like North Carolina State not to only win this game, I think they're going to blow Duke off the field. 34-24, massive upset. That's my massive upset of the week. Next, we got Cal, the Bears. They're going to Utah. Utah is a 13.5-point favorite. Utah's had trouble scoring points, but I tell you what, they're at home. They're playing an inferior opponent here. I think realism sets in here. Utah not only wins, they will cover this game. 41-21, Utah wins and covers the points. Next, we got Louisville. And they were number 14 last week. They're in my top 10 now. Louisville is an undefeated team. They need some respect. They get the chance to earn that respect this week. They are 10-point favorites at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a red light game anytime for me. When you travel there, you're playing in the Heinz Field, whatever they call it this week or the next week or whatever. But you know what? Louisville is the real deal. They can run the football. If you can run against Notre Dame, you can run against anybody. I really, really like this team. I think Louisville wins it pretty easily, 41-24. I like Louisville to win the game. Now let's get some of the bigger games. Arkansas at Alabama. Alabama, a 20-point favorite in this game. All I've told you people time and time again, Coach Saban not only looks at the scoreboard, he looks at the point spread. He wants to keep those people that are donating money, the donators, he wants them to keep donating money, and they will as long as they keep winning money in Vegas. They're going to win this ball game. They're going to win it big. 37-14. I like Alabama to actually cremate Arkansas. Next, how about this game? UMass, who should not be playing a top 25 team this late in the season. Penn State, you should be ashamed of yourselves for even putting them on a schedule in week 7. This is a disgrace. 42.5 points, and they're going to cover it. That's the thing. 66-14. They're going to easily cover this spread. Penn State they're disgraced for even be playing UMass this late in the season. Next, we got Syracuse traveling to Florida State. Florida State's a 17.5-point favorite. Ding, 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 ding. Upset alert. It's not going to be an upset, but it's going to be a lot closer than that. 27-24. Florida State squeaks out a win. This is going to be their squeaker win. And we'll see if they end up dropping in the polls for it. I don't think they should. I think Syracuse is going to come down there loaded for bear. 27-24. Florida State wins. They don't cover. Next, we got Ohio State, a 20-point favorite, traveling to Purdue to play the Boilermakers. Boilermakers have not been the same team the last 3 years. They've went on a steady decline. This is not going to be a fun game to watch. 51-21. They're going to be a 30-point blowout here. Ohio State wins easily. Indiana travels to Michigan. Michigan here is going to be in a ripe mood. A lot of people are underestimating them. They think they should be number one in the country. Well, right here, you got your chance to show it. They're going to show off. 34 points is not going to be a problem here. 56-18. This might be one of those scoregami games, but I do like them. 56-18. Michigan beats Indiana. They're going to beat them up bad. Next, we got Georgia traveling to Vanderbilt. Georgia, a 31.5-point favorite. They would not be playing this team if they weren't in their conference. But this is just not going to be a fun game to watch. 60-13. Georgia's going to lay the smack dab down on Vanderbilt. It's not going to be nice. It's going to be bad. 60-13. Georgia beats Vanderbilt. Next, we got Auburn and LSU. LSU is an 11-point favorite. I don't see it. I do not see this. I think LSU wins it, but I tell you what, how about 31-30? Last-second field goal is going to make the difference here. Auburn's going to give them all they can handle. Harris, shout out to you, Mr. Jessup. Auburn's going to try to win this game, but they're not going to quite pull it off. LSU wins. They do not cover. Next, we got UCLA traveling to Oregon State. Oregon State is a 5-point favorite in this game. I'll tell you, Oregon State has played as well as anybody in the Pac-12 the last 2 weeks. They've outplayed USC. They've outplayed Washington. They've outplayed Oregon. This team is for real, but they've got the one loss. They're not going to have a problem here. I really think they're going to win. I think they win comfortably over UCLA. 37-24, maybe gets them back into the top 10 or gets them into the top 10. It's going to be close. Now the top 3 games of the week. We got Miami traveling to North Carolina. 2 top 25 teams. North Carolina, a 4-point favorite here at home. Drake May, you got a chance to win the Heisman. If you can put on good performances the next 4 weeks, this is the first one of them. It's at home in front of your crowd. I think he will do it. I think they'll win. I think it's going to be a tough game, 38-31. Miami's going to give them a game. Carolina wins and covers this game. They're going to go on undefeated. Next, we got Southern Cal, USC, traveling to Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 2.5-point favorite. It is all about Southern Cal's offense and Notre Dame's defense. It's all about that. This is not about Sam Hartman. This is how well Caleb Williams can get the ball up and down the field against this Notre Dame defense. I think he's going to have some problems. I really do. This is my upset special. Obviously, Notre Dame is favored, but I'm not sure they should be favored. But I think they're going to beat this unbeaten team. Notre Dame with 2 losses wins this game if Sam Hartman keeps his head in the ball game. I think he will, but I think it's going to be a close one, man. 2.5 points. I think they're going to cover it. 31-28. Notre Dame wins this ball game. Next, we got Oregon at Washington. Michael Penix, he right now could be number 1 in line to win the Heisman Trophy if he has a wonderful week against this Oregon Ducks team. I've said all along I think Washington belongs in the top 5. I'm tripping up on myself right now. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm taking Oregon in the points there. 3 points. You know what? A gut feeling tells me Oregon is going to come out for this game and play like they haven't played all year. They're going to play their best game right here with Bo Nix. It goes against everything I've preached for the last 7 weeks. I've said Washington was the best team in the country. I've said it all along. They're playing at home, and I think Oregon goes in there and beats them. If they do, to me, they're the number one team in the country. If they can march into Washington and beat them, for some reason, I think they're going to do it. I really do. I think this could be a shootout, 40-36. I will take Oregon in this ball game. I don't know why. I've been preaching about Washington and the Huskies all year long. I'm going against it. I'm taking the Ducks. All right. Now we've got NFL games of the week. Let me get a sip of coffee here real quick. Thursday night, the Broncos play the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a 10.5-point favorite. Look, 10.5 points is big. I don't care who you're playing, what week, wherever. Chiefs are at home. The Broncos can't score against decent defenses. They're just not scoring. And it's a Thursday night game. I think the Broncos are in line here to almost get shut out. I think this is going to be a tough, tough game for them. I'm going to go 33-6. I think this is going to be a beatdown. I really do. Broncos don't get in the end zone. They're going to get themselves 2 cheap field goals. 33-6. I'll take the Chiefs. I'll go under the total of 51.5. Next, we got the Ravens. I think they're playing in Germany this week. They're playing Sunday morning against the Titans. The Ravens are a 4-point favorite. 40.5 is the total. It's a real low total here, I think. I think the Ravens, with their offensive capabilities, at least be able to run the football. They're not able to throw the football that good. Their defense is really playing well. The Titans' defense is playing real well. If they were playing this game in Tennessee, I would take the Titans. If they were playing this game in Baltimore, I'd take Baltimore. They're playing this game overseas. This one has got a huge question mark. You don't play this game at all. This is one I don't like. I'm going to take the Titans in this game. I'm going to say 21-17. I'm going to call this one a push. And I'm going under the total of 40.5. I'm going to call it a push, but I think the Ravens outright win the game. Next, we got the Panthers going to the Dolphins. Panthers, 10.5-point dogs. One of the lone they may be the only remaining team that's not won a game yet. Panthers are in some serious trouble here. Number one, they got to go up against the best receiving corps in the NFL. I don't care who you got. The Dolphins have the best offensive corps. Then guess what? They have one of the best offensive lines to run the football. This is just a line of disaster for the Panthers. They're not going to come out of this game unscathed. 42-10, the 46.5 obviously is an over here. Take the Dolphins, give the points. This is one. It's not going to be pretty to watch. Next, we got the Saints at the Texans. This one right here, I had to think about it a little bit. Vegas actually likes the Saints in this game, except the Texans are playing at home. Texans, you got to remember how they played Pittsburgh. It's close to the vest, but they won the ball game. They know. They are the last winless team. Okay, Tim. This has got to be one that kind of scares you if you're the Texans, because Vegas doesn't even like you to win by a field goal. They only like you to win by 1 point. That makes me think that the Saints defense is going to do something special in this ball game. They got to, if they're going to beat Stroud and these guys. I'm picking the Saints in this ball game. I really am. I think this is going to be a good ball game. 20-17. I'm going to take the Saints in an upset. The 41.5 will go under that total of 41.5. Next, we got the Commanders. They go into the Falcons. Falcons favored by 1.5 points. The over-under is 42. Look, I got burned huge. I still got burn marks on my arms, legs, and everywhere else from where I took the Commanders against the Bears last week. Catch my breath. I'm going to take them again. 10 days off. They've had some extra days off to get prepared for this game. They're only going down to Atlanta. They're playing indoors. We know it's not going to be any weather involved in this game. I think Desmond Ridder is going to be running for his life. I think this defense cannot play any worse than they did last game. They played awful against the Bears. Everybody wants to talk about Sam Howell's play. The defense looked like garbage. I don't think they can play that bad 2 weeks in a row. Extra 3 days, maybe some extra practice. I'm going to take the Commanders to win this ballgame, but I'll tell you what, don't take, you just take this one with a grain of salt. But I think they're going to win, and I think, 27-24. I'm going to take Washington. The 42, I'm going over that total. I think there's going to be a couple of returns in this game. The special teams is going to play a big part in this win. Next, we got the Colts and the Jags. We have no line for them yet, okay? These are always fun to have because I'm going to pick now. I'm going to go with it, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to take the Jags in this ball game. And like I say, I don't even know what the line is yet, but we'll see what the line comes out as of Tuesday. And if you know the line, don't tell me yet. But I'm going to take the Jags in this game, 27-21. I don't know the over-under, okay? But if you do know it, you can pop it up on it for me real quick. Jags, I think, win this ball game by 6 points, 27-21. They're the outright winner here. Next, we got the Seahawks at the Bengals. This could be the game of the week type stuff. Seahawks is a defense that is not scared to hit you. The Bengals are starting to play some football. I'm starting to think that their quarterback is feeling better. Is starting to feel better, and that's hard. That's when you start getting scared. When you're like, okay, I think Burrow is walking fine and all this kind of stuff. Then the next thing you know, you see him limping or whatever again. I'll tell you, these are two really close match teams, but Vegas does not like the Bengals enough to give them by 3. So they're saying they think right now on a neutral field the Seahawks would win this ball game. Okay, Jags a 4.5 point favorite. Okay, and let's see if it's a 48. So I'm definitely taking the Jags in that ball game. Seahawks. Something tells me the Seahawks come out and play this game like they're on life support. I really think they're going to win this game. I'm going to take them 26-24. The 44 will go over the total of that. I think the Seahawks are going to play well. We'll see what happens. I'm taking them to beat the Bengals this week. Next, we get the Vikings. 4-point favorites against the Bears. The Bears have had 3 extra days. 46 is the over-under. I took 48. So I will go over the total of 46. Okay. Man, I tell you what, the Vikings, when's the last time they were 4-point favorites anywhere? I think this is going to be a tough game for them to cover, but I think they're going to win. I really do. Man, oh man. I'm going 24-21. Vikings are going to win this game. We're going to go under the total, but I'm taking the Bears to cover. 4 points is too much. I just think the Bears will at least give them a game. 4 is too much. Vikings will win the ball game, though. Next, we got the 49ers, 3-point favorites. This was thrown out there before they saw the beatdown of the Cowboys. They're coming to the East, and they're going to be playing the Browns. And I'll tell you, and the over-under is 41.5. That is really low. That is really low if you ask me. I think the Niners are primed for just one hell of a good run here. I really do. They're going to stay undefeated here. I really think they do. 28-17 will go over the total of 41.5, and they easily cover against the Browns. I think they're the best team in the NFL. The Eagles have flaws. I haven't seen a flaw with this 49ers team yet. Who do you like between Judge Middleton and someone who keeps driving without a license? Judge Middleton, because he'll throw you in and under the jail. Next one, we got the Patriots traveling to the Raiders. The Raiders are a 1.5 favorite, 42.5. This is a Sunday afternoon game. Look, both of these two teams are so much alike, man. Neither defense is playing the greatest, but they're both getting the job done. One of them's quarterback is out, and they're going to be with a backup quarterback. And the other quarterback, they're talking about benching. We'll see what happens. Mac Jones could definitely be on the bench this week. Wouldn't surprise me at all. 1.5 points. That actually it has me thinking that Vegas, the gamblers, like the Patriots in this ball game. I do too. For some reason, I think they're going to win this ball game. Snoozer of the week. And it could be one of those scorigamis. 18-17. 18-17. Patriots will win the ball game by a point in an upset. Let's see the rest of the Sunday afternoon games. The Lions, 3-point favorites going to Tampa, 45 and a hook. Also, let's say, hold on for a second. The other was under the 42.5, obviously. So let's play that under. Okay. Tampa, 3-point dogs at home against the Lions. I can see why. The defensive lineman for the Lions has a hip flexor. He may get to play this week. We'll see. But he did sit the rest of the game yesterday. Aiden Hutchinson. That could be a huge part in this game. But I still think with all the parts and pieces that the Lions are able to put together, they're better than the Tampa Bay Bucks here. I really do. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win pretty easily. 31-21. I'll go over the total of 45.5. Cardinals at the Rams. The Rams, a 4 and a hook favorite. I don't see it. 4.5. I don't think the Rams are 4.5 points better than anybody in the NFL right now. But they play teams tough. They got Cooper Kupp back, yes. But man, oh man, they're going to have their problems. The Cardinals are able to run the football, and Josh Dobbs has been playing pretty well. I think the Rams are going to win this game. Yes, I do. Do I think they're going to win? Do I think they're going to win by 4.5? No, I don't. I like the Cards if you're going to give me 4.5 points. 30-27. It's going to be actually a decently high-scoring game. 46.5. That's going to be that's 57. Easily over the total of 46.5. I think it's going to be a decently high-scoring game there. Eagles at the Jets. The Jets have finally found out what they've got going on. Really good defense and hand the ball off to Breece Hall. They've got chances. I don't care where you put them. They're going to be at home. The only good things about this game is there could be a storm that comes up by Sunday afternoon, makes it a windy game. If this game is a windy game, the Jets probably have an advantage here. If not, if the Eagles are able to throw the football, they're going to win this game. I think they're going to win it by more than 6.5. I'm going to give the points. But this is one I wouldn't bet. But I think the Eagles win this game pretty easily. I really do. 33-20. If it gets to be a running show where it's just running the football and playing defense, Jets have a legit chance of winning this ball game. It's all a matter of what the weather looks like next week. Sunday night, Giants and Bills. I don't have a line on this game, okay? But look, you gotta love the Bills in this game. The Bills are coming off a loss. They're going to be pissed. Man, oh man, 36-17. I'll say the Bills are probably double-digit favorites, if not two touchdown favorites in this game. The Giants are in trouble here. They're playing in Buffalo. I don't know the over/under here. Look, if it's not as high as 20, I'm taking the Bills. I think the Bills 14 and a half, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. And probably over/under is probably like 46, 47. I safely think if it's not 50 something, the Bills, I like the Bills minus the 14 and a half. I'll still take them. And the over/under, if it's not 51, if it's 52 even, but 53, obviously I don't think it's going to be that high. Most NFL over/under state 46 and a half. Yeah, I'm going over. I'll go over that total all day long. The Eagles Jets, I'm going over the 42 and a half. I'm going over that. I just like it. I think the Eagles are going to score some points, even against that Jets defense. Now, do you want to be the Chargers? Chargers coming off a bye week. They didn't do anything this week except watch the Cowboys play. And really, it wasn't a lot to watch there. But the Cowboys are going to come back in a pissed mood. This is going to be a game, folks. Cowboys are 2.5-point favorites. So they like Vegas likes them here. Vegas likes the Cowboys in this game. Like you say, you give 3 to the Chargers, and so it's pretty much they like them by 5.5 points on a neutral field. They like the Cowboys big here. I do too. The Cowboys cannot afford to keep losing ball games. If they do, these mediocre teams like Tampa Bay, Seattle, Arizona, or the Rams, any of those teams are going to be playing their way to try to get Green Bay. They're going to be trying to play their way into the playoffs, and Dallas can ill afford to have that happen. I think Dallas, man, I think they're going to really, really cream the Chargers here. I really do. Highest scoring game of the week. Grid score 12. That's really good. Wow. 40-30. Dallas is going to beat up the Chargers. That's 70 all week long. I'm going over the total. Who is my lock of the week here? Boy, oh boy. It's gotta be the Chiefs, man. It's gotta be the Chiefs. They are the lock of the week. I'm gonna take the Chiefs here. I think they easily beat the Broncos. I think the Broncos are a team that's searching for an identity and they still don't have it. It's even, is the Broncos going to have a new coach by next week? It's rumored. Let me look at the coaching carousel, but I've heard a couple of names already being mentioned for the Broncos job. So that would be crazy if they do fire him right now. NFL head coaching vacancies coming up. The Carolina Panthers job, they're saying the Colts and the Broncos don't want to wait much longer before they may end up doing something. Who knows? Wow. This could really be a bad couple weeks upcoming for some of these head coaches. But we'll see what happens here. Let's see if let's see. Okay. Let's see. Coaches on the hot seat. Let's do it. NFL coaches currently on the hot seat. NFL coaches on the hot seat. Belichick's name's on there. Bill Belichick. How about that? Matt Eberflus for the Bears. Obviously, he's got to be at the top. Josh McDaniels of the Raiders. I doubt he makes it this season. Brandon Staley. Let them lose tonight. I mean, let's see. Do they play tonight? No, they're off this week, right? Or, let's see. Who's playing tonight? Yeah, Packers Raiders. That's right. They play next Monday. Yeah, let them lose next Monday to the Cowboys. Staley's going to be right there, and then Ron Rivera. His name's been mentioned as well. And you can't like Denver's coach right now. He's lost the locker room, I think. I really think, and there's even people asking for Mike McCarthy's head in Dallas. Who knows, man? I'll tell you. Kevin Stefanski with the Browns, he's got to turn that situation around quick. You got to understand. Baltimore. Yeah, it is a real good grid, 12. It really is. I'm going to give you who I think is going to be the first coach fired, and I'll leave it. Josh McDaniels. Let's see Vegas odds. Las Vegas odds on who will be the first NFL coach fired in 2023. And right now, Matt Eberflus of the Bears. And they're actually saying before Thanksgiving, they think the Bears will pull a trigger on him. Brandon Staley is number 2. Josh McDaniels. Mike Vrabel, who's really coached a Tennessee team with no identity. We'll see what happens there. Is Rivera still supposed to report to an office today? That's what I heard last night. I saw that on a report. It was from the old Washington Redskins type newspaper, hot read is what they used to call it, and it pops up on my phone. I have not heard whether Rivera has went into the office. I would think by now he'd be out if he had to go, but it can't be a good thing when you're doing that. 10 days off. I'm picking Washington to win this week, but you know what? With a lot of trepidation, I think they could easily lose this game by 3 touchdowns, but I'm picking them to beat Atlanta against my better judgment. I'm picking them to win. My lock of the week, yes, is the Chiefs Thursday night. I think they will destroy Denver and make that an easier target as far as wanting to try to maybe fire him before it's over with. We'll see what happens. I want to wish everyone a great, great day. God bless. Might have a show on tonight. I don't know. May even try to do some Glory Days boxing this afternoon, this evening. We'll see how I feel. I'm doing pretty good right now, but it is a little chilly out, so I'm just going to move around and maybe eat me a blueberry Danish. You all have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.